Hello and welcome to game 3 of the Druid Cage match. This board has no villages on it, no source of plus action. The Druid doesn't seem particularly interesting yet again. Earth's Gift here, discard to gain a 4 cost. Sea Flame. Flame might be useful given that it's the only trashing on the board, but I am not going to, you know, bend over backwards to try trashing on this board, especially because there's giant on it. So the big question here is whether you want to play with vault on money, it seems, or giant on money. That really seems to be it. I don't think you could do anything with distant lands just because there's no source of plus actions except for the trusty steed, the reliable horse. And lining up tournament with province isn't so easy. Maybe you could build for something like that, honestly. I didn't consider that at all. Maybe do tournament and chances Druid to trash and try to get prizes. Maybe. I don't see that working too well. There's only, like I said, the only source of plus actions is the trusty steed, the reliable horse. So I'm gonna try for a more money-ish strategy here. Tournament and silver, fish in for 5 to look for giant. My opponent goes tournament enchantress. Perhaps he has different ideas in mind, but it doesn't seem so as he opts to pick up a giant here. Again, I guess he was considering the same thing I was at the beginning of the game. Giant or vault? Giant or vault? Giant or vault? Giant? Giant. So the reason I went for the giant is because that 5 coin turn it has the second time you play it, or every even time you play it, can help me get up to platinum, I feel, more quickly than a vault. Vault is nice for getting to gold, may not be so nice for getting to platinum, but the giant can get there. The giant can get there. So what I expect for this game too, as I pick up a second tournament, is that the tournaments will fire, meaning they will not be blocked as often. So my opponent gets a Druid trash in here, picks up a silver, which is nice for him. So I'm going to pick up yet another tournament here. I don't really see anything better on 4 to pick up. And I am expecting again that the tournaments will not be blocked frequently, if at all, during this game, seeing as how I expect both of us to concentrate on getting the colonies. So giant comes out for my opponent, doesn't go smashing things yet, but I am armed and ready to go. I'm just waiting for the order, the trigger. Uh, my opponent buys a tournament on 5 there, which I found a bit dubious. I thought that would have been a second giant. I'm just looking to load up on giants at this point. Maybe play with like 4 or 5 of them, that's fine. Just in case some of your giants get smashed, right? And luckily here I end up with enough for platinum, which that's just stupidly lucky, I think. I go for enchantress over silver there. That might be correct if I'm playing with this many giants in the deck. And here, this 6, that should have been a giant, I felt, instead of a gold. Um, my opponent lands a curse in my deck here. I believe I've landed one in his as well with the giant. There goes another one, and here comes another platinum. So I feel like I'm in a decent position here. I have 2 platina to my opponent's 1, and my opponent is unable to pick up a platinum here as well. Just going for gold, which is also fine. Enchantress and Giant collide, which is not good. A 4 again. I don't see much space for province in the deck, so I'm gonna pick up more tournaments on 4. Happily, I expect it to give me that coin and card all the time. Another Druid trash for my opponent, so that's 2 cards they've trashed with Druid. So it was pretty slow in trashing. Getting rid of the curse is nice though. So here I have a heap of money and I don't know what to do with it. I feel like I could use one more platinum before going after the green cards. Maybe at the end of this shuffle we'll look to go after the green cards. Yeah, we'll buy a silver here and go. My opponent turns in, I bought a giant actually, turns in for province. So that's quite interesting. Here comes another province. Whoa, Those provinces are going very quickly. I'm going to ignore those and try to concentrate on the colonies. Here comes province number 3. I didn't realize that this decks could do that reliably. And now I have 4, but tournament looks incredibly bad at this point with 3 provinces in my opponent's deck. I hadn't considered picking up provinces to just cut my opponent's tournaments. Maybe that's an idea my opponent has to prevent my tournaments from firing. Maybe he wants prizes too. Maybe he just, is turning for all green at this point. These tournaments get blocked here, which is unfortunate. I may have been able to get up to colony there, but I was denied. And now my opponent turns back for a platinum on 9. So I guess 8 is province for him, but 9 is still platinum until sometime later. I do go for a single province here. I know that helps to finish the game, but I felt like I could do that because his scores are fairly close now, and I expected my deck to be able to hit colony a lot more frequently than it has been doing lately. 5s and 6s are going to be giants at this point, and here comes the prize gaining. So here comes the steed out for my opponent, which is very nice. Gets up to 11, and out comes a colony naturally. He's not going to buy province there. And I'm still waiting on my colony hands. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. And he goes for a princess. Look at this. This is great for him. He thinks about double province. There's 4 in the stack, and I think it's a winning play for him. He thinks it's a winning play for him. He goes for the double province. And with just 2 provinces in the pile, and I'm a heap of points behind, something like 24, 25 points behind, things are looking quite bleak. Province number 6 for my opponent. I have one of the provinces. So had I not bought that province, there would be 2 in the stack. A bit more time for me here. I do have 8, but I can't buy province at this point, so I just go for duchy. I need to get all the points that I could get at this point, but it seems to be lost. It just seems like a matter of time before my opponent gets to 8. 8 is a lot easier to get than 11 on this board, especially with the giant provided 5 of those 8. 5 of 8 is a lot more than 5 of 11. And with all the curses in the deck, I guess going after the provinces was the way to go here. It's a much easier price point to hit. You cut your opponent's tournaments down, and eventually my opponent gets there. So it seems like his idea of province Russian was the way to go on this board, and he's on the board here. The score is 2-1 right now. Well, in a few seconds. There we go. There it is, 2-1. So that is game 3 for you, and I'll see you in the next one.